They say your life is shaped by your thoughts. But what happens when your thoughts always whisper, "You're not enough"? This is the story of Arjun, a poor artist whose life changed the moment he changed his mind. In a small town near the hills lived Arjun, a young man who loved to paint. He had a small wooden table, a few brushes, and one dream: to fill the world with color. But life wasn't colorful for him. He lived in a broken house with his mother. His paintings never sold. Every day, he walked through the market with his art rolled under his arm, hoping someone would stop and look. Most people didn't. Some smiled politely. Others just walked past like he was invisible. At night, he would sit by the lamp, look at his paintings and wonder, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe talent needs money. Maybe dreams are only for the lucky. His mother would always smile and say, "Arjun, the world outside will never see your worth until you see it yourself." But those words, though kind, felt far away, like a light he couldn't reach. One rainy morning, Arjun went to the town art fair, his last hope. He cleaned his old frames, packed his favorite paintings, and set up a small stall. On the first day, the crowd was huge: wealthy people, art collectors, and young artists. But no one stopped by Arjun's stall. He watched as others made sales, smiled, and shook hands. And he felt something heavy inside him, a mixture of jealousy, sadness, and shame. By evening, as the fair lights flickered, he quietly packed his paintings. That night, when he reached home, he threw one painting aside and said to his mother, "What's the point? People want names, not art. I'll never make it." His mother didn't scold him. She just said, "Maybe you are right, if that's what you choose to believe." Those words hit him hard. Choose to believe. He couldn't sleep that night. He kept thinking of her words. Could it be that his own thoughts were his biggest enemy? The next morning, instead of painting, he took a walk outside. He saw a little girl drawing on the ground with a stick. She was smiling, lost in her small world of art. Arjun sat beside her and asked, "What are you drawing?" She said, "A big house where my parents can be happy." Her drawing was rough, uneven, but filled with joy. Her eyes shined because she believed it was real. Something changed inside Arjun that moment. He realized, it's not the world that stops believing in us. It's we who stop believing first. When he came home, he picked up his torn painting, the one he had thrown away. He repaired it carefully and whispered, "This time, I will paint not from fear, but from faith." Weeks passed. Arjun started painting again, not for money, not for others, but for himself. He painted the life he wanted: bright mornings, peaceful faces, smiling people. Each brushstroke carried hope, not despair. He shared his paintings on the town wall, not for sale, just to share joy. People began to notice. Every morning someone stopped to look. One of those people was a local teacher who loved one of his paintings. She invited him to paint murals for her school walls. Soon the whole town started talking about Arjun, the artist who paints happiness. The same boy once ignored at fairs was now being sought after by schools, local shops, even a city gallery. But the biggest change wasn't outside, it was inside. Arjun no longer painted to prove himself. He painted because now he believed, truly believed, that his art mattered. A few years later, during another town fair, Arjun had his own corner again, the same place where no one once stopped. Children were laughing beside his paintings, visitors clicked photos, and people asked for his signature. A journalist walked up and asked, "What made your art so powerful today?" Arjun smiled and said, "I didn't change my tools. I only changed my thinking." Then he added, "When I thought I can't, life closed its doors. When I thought I can, life opened them all." Friends, sometimes the biggest wall is not outside, it's in our mind. When we think small, life becomes small. When we believe we can, life begins to agree. Arjun was always an artist. He just needed to see himself as one. And maybe so do we. If you're struggling right now, if the world doesn't see your effort, don't wait for approval. Don't beg for belief. Because your life will only change the moment you choose to think differently. So ask yourself today, what do you believe about yourself? Because your thoughts are brushes, and your life, your own masterpiece. If this story touched your heart, take a deep breath and whisper, "I choose to believe in myself." Then share this story with someone who might need that reminder today. And if you want more stories that lift your spirit and awaken hope, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Together, let's fill this world with belief, one story at a time.